Welcome to Training Wild Burros. If you are working with a donkey or you have a donkey and you need to get their feet trimmed but they're not ready, this video is for you. Here I'm working with Wild Burro Romeo, who desperately needs his feet trimmed. And as you're going to see here, when I'm working with them, he's just nervous. He's nervous to stand still. He's nervous when I'm touching him along his side and his legs. So this video here, we're going to work through how to get your donkey trimmed when they're not ready. Now we want to do this without causing any stress to him. Right now, I'm working on getting him to stand still during the countdown, and it's just too much for him. So in this video here, we're going to work with how to get your donkey trimmed when they're not ready. We don't want any injuries to their feet. We don't want to cause them stress while we're doing this. So stay tuned as I show you a different approach to picking up their feet. Now this method is going to work for you whether you're working with a wild or a domestic donkey.
Ready?
And we're going to go slow with lots of breaks.
Whoops.
In the first foot that we trimmed, we only did one foot on the first day and it took us 2 hours. We didn't record that part because we're new to trimming feet. Our farrier just started teaching me how to trim feet because we have so many wild donkeys right now that need to be trimmed. But first they got to learn to trust you, and then they can learn to trust other people. And because we're still working with that and we want to do it with as little stress as possible, our farrier has started to teach us. So you're not going to be watching for our farrier expertise. What I really want to show you is a different way to go about it so that you can help them do this without losing confidence. We need to make sure we're giving them enough breaks so that they can learn from the experience and not just be stressed out from the experience. So I'm glad you've tuned in with us. Love to hear your comments. Maybe you're dealing with this yourself at home.
All right, guys, it is a winter wonderland here right now. Dan has been busy plowing out the driveway. I gotta say, I sure am happy to have a barn to work with. It's 10 degrees. I'm completely bundled up. We're gonna go work with Romeo and work on getting his feet all trimmed up. And he's been a hard case so far. He had a crack in one of his feet that we had to get that trimmed out so he could stay healthy. And you can see the wild pen is empty. And Calamity, what are you doing, puppy? Huh? Is Dad taking you for a ride? Huh? Is Dad taking you for a ride?
Go for a ride.
Ooh, that's going to be a happy puppy. She loves going for rides. So I am so happy to have that barn to work with. You can see right now we have a lot of barn babies. There's absolutely nobody outside of the barn. And we're going to kick everybody out of the barn except for Romeo, so we can teach him to pick up his other front foot. We did trim the cracked one yesterday. There's a lot of snow that fell. So we have the 2-acre over here, and then the wild pen, and then the dry lots are over here. You can see Seamus and Honk right now. They have a shelter to go in too, but you can see with all that snow on their back, they would rather hang out outside of the shelter. All right, let's go find these donkeys that are barn babies. It's kind of funny that wild donkeys are barn babies. I hear Holler. Now Holler is not wild. She's a baby that we just brought home. Oh my gosh, this thing is like frozen. There, we got it. I love this little clip that we use to latch the wild pen. So with this, has the clip on this side, but when you go to pick it up, it gets stuck And even if this part turns, it gets hung up on this clip. So it works great. And look who's already over here, Holler. Hi, baby. Hi. Are you a good girl, huh? You're so close. Nobody can see you. You want kisses, huh? You gonna come with me? She's a big girl. You can see everybody's in the barn. Dan's thinking about plowing out this. What are you doing? What are you doing? She's always right there. She wants love all the time. She's silly. All right, so now for our barn babies. Now, I don't normally do this, but I left the halter on Romeo yesterday. Are you grabbing my jacket? You can't eat my jacket. No. No eating my jacket. So we left the halter on him, and that's gonna help teach him pressure and release, right? I don't normally do that, but here's Blackjack and Romeo. Oh, they're coming to say hi too. Hi, boys. Hi. So you guys ever wonder if wild donkeys will be affectionate? Absolutely. You need to let go of my jacket. You are horrible. Just horrible. Hi. Hi, babies. Let go of my jacket. No eating my jacket. There's Poncho. No eating my jacket. Oh. There's Poncho. And Cisco, let go of my jacket. You can't eat my jacket. She will learn some manners soon. But right now, all of our focus has been on these wilds. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. And I don't know how much we're gonna be able to record because it's so cold. It's only 10 degrees out. Let go of my jacket. You are horrible. Yeah. So there's Juliet and Romeo. We'll see how well he's okay with being caught. So I'm gonna try to record the trimming of his feet, but like I said, because it's only 10 degrees out, I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to record. Hi. Oh, look who's back. Look who's back. You want attention. And here she's trying. Okay, you know what? You can't be pushy. No, you cannot be pushy. That's not allowed. No. I know. You just want love. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off and get these guys separated because my glove is off and now my hand's getting cold. All right, see you soon.
We're going to do some leading practice, and then after that, we'll be on to his feet.
Still friends. Huh? Are we still friends? Are we still friends?
This was a big deal, guys. After his trimming of his 1 foot yesterday, I wasn't sure how he was going to be when I approached him today. So yesterday when we brought him to tie him, it was a big to-do, and now today it's going so smooth. What that means to me is I gave him enough breaks. I didn't cause him too much stress. It was a lot of repetition, a lot of breaks. Like I said earlier, we took 2 hours to trim 1 foot. Now that's something your farrier cannot do. I cannot teach you how to trim because I'm just barely learning myself. It probably looks like Helen Keller did it, but we needed to take care of his foot because he had a crack in it. So keep watching. Here, yesterday we had to use the flag and everything to get him over and tie him up. But today we just did 1 step at a time. So we're really going slow, giving him breaks. A donkey needs to know that you care about them. You need to offer him a good deal and then reward the slightest try.
Good boy. What a good boy.
Now notice here how little pressure I'm putting on to ask for that forward movement. When we're teaching a donkey to lead and he has not been taught how to lead yet, we're not trying to drag him around. We're trying to help him find the answer. When they are able to have the time they need to find the answer, they feel like it's their idea. There he took a step, and we're going to reward that. It's a try. Now, you see how he's leaning away from me right there? He's saying I'm a little bit nervous. When I take a step back, lean back, do you see how I created curiosity? This is taking baby steps. With donkeys, you need to work slow. You need to give them time to think and process what you're asking. I'm not yanking on him. And you see how he's moving. He's trying for me. This is a donkey who likes to move around when I'm trying to work with his feet. He has acted a little bit like he's willing or thinking about biting, and that's why we're doing this approach. We're going to tie him up and then teach him how to pick up his feet and then go ahead and trim him.
What are all your friends doing on the other side of the fence, huh? What are they doing?
Now remember, with Romeo, I haven't even started teaching him to lead. So we're trying to do a little small amounts of pressure. Just pretty much just making that lead rope tight, but not pulling. So I'm making it like straight, but not pulling. My hand could be open while I'm doing this because I'm not gripping it and pulling. This is the beginning stages of teaching to lead. And the reason I'm doing this before we go to trimming is I want to create a yes donkey. I want a donkey who's not nervous. I want to be checking in with him to see how he feels. I'm looking to make sure I still have that curiosity, it's like a report card for how I did yesterday. So yesterday, if I went too fast, didn't give him enough breaks, and just in general stressed him out, he would have zero curiosity. By going slow, I'm able to keep that curiosity, and this is my report card of how I did. They're always going to let us know if we're willing to watch, pay attention, and try to understand what they're telling us.
All right, guys, we've just been playing with leading, just the baby steps. So you guys saw me just kind of go towards his rear, and he turned, and now we're just getting one step at a time. I'm not increasing the pressure when I ask. Just a little bit of pressure. And often his whole body will kind of jump a little bit before he takes a step forward. He's been doing a really good job, and it's been faster. There was that jump of his body. There, good boy. Good. I'm going to release the pressure. I'm going to release a lot of pressure with every step. That's a good job. Yes. I'm so happy that we didn't go backwards after yesterday, having to trim that foot. It was scary to him. We gave him a lot of breaks. We took 2 hours just to trim his one foot because he wasn't ready, and I knew he wasn't ready. But we had to get it done because of the crack. Good job. Way to go, dude. Yeah, good boy. And my goal is just to get him to come up to this post where we will be tying him to do his other foot. And then I'm just going to give him a break. Good job. Good boy. Yeah, that's a really good boy.
Just like a horse, a donkey learns from the release of pressure, and that's why I want him to have a break. I'm going to get him tied up, then he's going to have a break before we start. That way we're stopping with what we're doing on a good note.
Good. He leaned forward, that's why I released that time. Hi, you. And he just took a big breath, if you guys were able to hear that. It's just little baby steps, getting him ready to be led. We've just been getting the halter on for a couple weeks. Oh, wrong way. I want you to come there. Good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah, that's a good boy. Yeah. Take another step. Good job. He leaned forward. There, good boy. We don't want to lose the ground that we gained. No. So I'm not pulling on him.
He starts to lower his head here and kind of try to
Holding a
pull
little bit of
away.
pressure.
Remember, he's not being naughty. He just doesn't know.
There, good
We
job.
just barely started haltering him. And yesterday, in order to get him tied up, he was running around the barn. We're trying not to let go of the lead rope. We had to use the flag to get that forward movement.
boy.
Today, with what he's doing, I'm amazed and so happy.
Good boy. So just one step at a time, releasing for every step. Good. That's good. Good boy. What a good job you're doing, Romeo. Yeah. Nice work. Hi. How are you?
Now here, Romeo's going to start pulling. There he goes. Now here, when he does that, I'm just going to hang on to the rope. He's not in trouble. I'm not going to scold him. I'm not going to punish him. I'm just going to ask for what I want. Remember, whether they're wild or domestic, if they're pulling, there's a good chance they just don't understand. If they do understand and they're just being naughty, we're still going to deal with it the same way. We're going to ask for what we want, reward what we want, and kind of ignore the rest. We're going to just keep rewarding what we want.
Okay, I'm just gonna give him a break now before we actually tie him up and start on his feet. The breaks are good. Remember, that's when they learn. And if I can get him to do like just a really easy step, remember when we quit, wherever their mind is, that's how they're gonna remember. That was a nice easy step. So I'm just gonna let that.
Foot.
All right, guys, here all we're doing is asking for him to pick up his foot. This is the first stage. He's not had this. We've target trained, but he acts nervous enough and like maybe he might want to bite us. So we're just going to avoid that. He's tied up, short, and you can see how he's resisting. We're just going to get him to pick up his foot a whole bunch of times until he does it without fighting. You see how he's braced up there? Eventually he's going to start leaning forward and even taking a step forward. But we have to take the time that he needs to do this. Again, this isn't normally how I do feet, but this method does work also. So as soon as he relaxes his foot, even just for a half of a second, we're going to release and give his foot back. And there are times when we're doing this where he just fights and fights and fights. Kind of gets us cornered against the wall. So I'm there with the flag and I'm just recording right now, just little bits and pieces because It is so cold out, guys. So very cold out. Lots of repetition,
Oh, further ahead,
lots
we're
of
24 hours
breaks.
ago.
Yes, I agree with you.
Let's switch and have you be the foot holder.
Okay.
Have you picked it up at all?
Nope. I just comforted him.
All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm just asking him to pick up his foot. As soon as he relaxes, I'm releasing it. And now I'm going to start petting his leg. Now, just because they're going to pick up their foot doesn't mean they're okay with being touched on their leg, their hoof, any of it.
But get cold looking at that bald butt of his.
So all we're doing is just really lots of repetition, a lot of breaks, guys. We spent 2 hours on one foot yesterday. And today we spent a little over an hour on one foot.
Needs to look back, so you got something to shiver off.
Foot. Oh, good job. All right, if you want to.
Good buddy. All right.
Now, having two of us here, while Dan's working with cleaning his foot, I am watching for any sign that he's getting ready to just lose his cool. Because we want to release before the fight comes. If the fight comes, we're going to hang on and try to release it as soon as he relaxes, even a little bit.
Inside those hooves, it's like there's asphalt in there.
There you go. Good job. There's more. Good boy. Yeah, you're trying to get to it, aren't you? Yeah. You're just trying to get to it. You're doing a good job.
We just giving him a break just because give him a break. He wasn't winning or nothing yet, was he?
No, he wasn't. So, yeah. We're quitting while he was still doing awesome.
Great.
You ready?
He said, fuck no, let's get over with.
No swearing. What? You got this.
You good? Anybody?
If you missed it earlier, the reason we're doing this is because Romeo has a crack, a vertical crack in his foot. We need to get it trimmed before it causes any troubles for him. So if you're going to bring home a wild donkey, make sure you get him trimmed before you bring him home. With this batch, I brought home 7. I didn't even think about asking them to trim them. Each time I brought home wild donkeys or Mustangs before, I always make sure they're trimmed ahead of time. It's nice to have a lot of time to do this. Now, Romeo, he's 13 years old. I have Poncho picking up his feet. I'm not holding him yet, but he's 23 years old and he's coming along so great. I wouldn't be nervous of an older donkey. Be willing to put in the time that they need, though. You release on the good note. That way they're going to remember that for next time.
You did great. That's so hard packing your boy. It stunk.
It did stink, yeah. Lots and lots of breaks, guys. So if it seems like we're just standing around, we're trying to help make sure that he's comfortable and that we're not overly stressing him. You see, he's not set back into it anymore. He's not set back into the lead rope that he's tied up with. He's doing much better than when we started. Breaks are key.
So as straight as you can.
Now later on, we'll be able to have our farrier double check. We are not farriers. This is the third animal we've ever trimmed. We probably look like Helen Keller did it, but because he's a wild donkey, we want to keep his feet safe. We're just getting him trimmed, and our farrier is kind of teaching us what to do. So if you have trimming questions, talk to your farrier, guys. I'm not the person for that one. We're just trying to get the job done to keep everybody safe and healthy, learning as we go. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to learn this stuff. You really can, guys. The first donkey I brought home, oh my gosh, that boy can put me into tears. They can feel like they're the most stubborn creature on earth. But be patient. The reward of feeling that bond that you get with them as you work with them is amazing. It's completely worth it. One of the best things that I've ever done is learn how to train a donkey. If you guys don't know the story, Famous Seamus is the first donkey we ever got. My husband wanted a mule, and when we went to go look at the mule, we could get her, but we had to bring the donkey home too. Now, I didn't know what I was going to do with the donkey. I'd never been around a donkey, but everything that I heard had to do with you can never firm up with them or they will kick you, and they're deadly accurate and they'll hold a grudge. Well, donkeys do remember. They remember how they feel. They have a lot of self-preservation. So if you go too far, you're going to have to be willing to back up. You got to be willing to go slow. They do forgive, but you have to be patient and work with them. You can't just go in there as a dictator. You have to work with them as a team. If you think about it like a baby, when you have a baby, first they have to learn how to hold up their head. And then later on, they have to learn how to roll over. And then later on, they have to learn how to crawl. And then they learn to sit up on their own. And then they stand hanging onto furniture. Then they walk hanging onto furniture. Later on, they're walking. Think about how much of baby steps, all of that is broken down into. We have to do the same thing with donkeys. When we ask them to do things in baby steps, they'll understand and then they'll be willing. So just be patient. Here, I'm just trying to keep myself safe because he's nervous. Now, I still have his foot, so even though he's nervous, I can still ask for his foot. Keeping myself out of kicking range. There. Oh, see? Be careful when you're doing this, guys. Remember, he's not ready for this. We're doing this because his feet have to be trimmed. But we're going slow. We haven't lost any trust. Even today, we've done all of his back feet. We didn't trim his back feet yet. They're not as critical. But we got both of his front feet trimmed, and I haven't lost any trust. So even though he's putting up a fight right now, we didn't lose trust. So give the breaks, offer him a good deal, give him breaks, and you're going to be just fine. You can firm up when you need to, but you can't end with him thinking that they don't like you. A donkey has to think that you care about them.
So, and I got a good rim of hoof all the way around. Don't want to ring the pile, hand me clippers next time.
So when you're thinking about what can you do with the donkey, how can you train them? Do you firm up? You punish them? Yes, I firm up. I always offer them a good deal. And I do firm up, but I don't punish them. So when he was having a fit a little while ago, there was no punishing him. And now you saw how easily he picked up his foot. By the end of this session, he picks up his foot when I just say the word foot. He's just getting so light. Now, if we stopped his training when he was having a fit, if I got his foot up and then just stopped it, that would be horrible when you're working with a donkey. I want his mind to be relaxed when I quit training for the day. So if you quit when their mind is tight, that's what you will have instilled in them: tightness, rigidness. We want relaxed willingness. We want a yes donkey. So if they get uptight, don't stop working with them then.
I think there's high spots on it right now.
It could be a break and then come back to it. And it could even be a half hour, hour long break and then come back to it. Just make sure that that's not where you quit for the day. Make sure where you quit for their day, their mind is at ease, at peace. We want them to find comfort with us, not away from us.
I think he needs more breaks than I think we went too long before.
I think so.
Here, what I was just pointing out to Dan as we were talking about this, and remember, it's always just going to be observe, compare, and then adjust. So I had just been talking about that. I think we were going a little bit too fast for him. Now, on his other foot, his front right, we took 2 hours to do that foot, and this foot we've gone with just 1 hour. So slowing down and taking those breaks to help make sure his mind is in a good spot. So if you think you were just going too fast, just go ahead and slow down. Don't beat yourself up over it. Sometimes it's hard to know what they can handle and what they can't. So sometimes we might end up by going too far. It's nothing to concern yourself over. Just don't quit while their mind is really tight.
Fine. Do you want more oats?
You ever wonder if it's worth it to stand around, take all these breaks with your donkeys? Remember, they can live to be so old, guys. They joke that you got to put a donkey in your will because they live to be so old. So it's very common for them to be in their 20s,
Boy.
in their 30s, very common. In their 40s, they go into their 40s, guys. And then really rare, they'll go into their 50s or more. So take the time that they need. It's worth it. Remember, they're going to have a really long lifespan.
Yeah, what we can do about that rope? Hang on to it.
That's what we did yesterday when we gave him longer breaks.
He's doing so good. He's last 2 3 times with his foot, he was pretty compliant, wasn't he?
Yes. All right, you want to try?
I'm down, yeah.
Foot. Good boy.
Good job, buddy. Good job. I'm sorry.
Does he have a crack in his foot? Or is that this
Hold
one?
his foot up. There we go. You can use this for a record. Good break.
Yes. You did a good job.
Should have brought a flashlight or something. You know,
Foot.
Typically, how I teach them to pick up their feet is from target training and then progressing to where I'm holding their feet and then introducing cleaning their feet using the rasp and putting them up on the farrier stand. And I have lots of videos showing that, so feel free to check out the playlist for feet training. Now here I'm holding his foot and I'm waiting for him to relax. You can see how he's kind of kicking out, trying to get his foot back. And as soon as he relaxes, I give his foot back. That's how we want them to remember, is that relaxed state, and then they get what they want.
You gotta start throwing up slip.
hey, bud.
Yeah. The dog had a play session. I waited till she stopped barking.
Yeah? What's she barking at?
Don't know. Probably a rabbit.
What a goof. Go ahead and feed these guys here,
Okay.
and then go feed. It's not windy tonight, it's just cold. We can feed these guys out in the snow.
Okay.
I already have the hay sleds filled up.
You're awesome.
Let's go with another nice light one. Foot. Oh, good boy. That was a good job. Go.
Which sled's for which?
I think the black handled one has more, the black rope one.
Okay.
One has 2 flakes, one has more than 2 flakes, one has 1.5. Hi, what do you think of all this, huh? You look like you're starting to relax. His ears are starting to move around.
Uh-huh.
He's not set into the rope. Are you ready?
I'm trying to get his high spots down. The center, not the hoof wall, but the white stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff is hard as a rock and it's hard to cut. The knife on cut it. I heard farriers say donkeys sometimes have hard feet. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, totally.
Go on, just keep wrapping it down and get it flat.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready?
Ready when you are.
Foot. Good boy.
Hey, Romeo. Ready?
Let me hold it. Just give him a break.
He's learning a lot better.
There, good job. Yeah, that's a good boy.
I think he's done.
I think he's high on the outside. When you're rasping, it's at an angle and you're not touching up the outside.
I'll try again. Feels like it was.
You ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
What? Good boy. This part here, like when you're doing it, I can see that the file wasn't touching there.
He's doing a great job.
He is. And he's starting to pick up his foot when I ask. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
What? Good boy.
He did a great job.
Wow. Oh, should I pay you some more for that? Here you go. Are you ready to be led by the foot? Huh? Are you ready for that?
So I hit that spot you pointed out that is missing.
Yeah.
I felt it go down a lot.
Uh-huh.
Near as I can tell, he's good.
All right.
We're just bake him a cake.
Yes. So tomorrow we're gonna do another back foot and get all the way around on him.
Yeah.
And tomorrow when we start working on his back feet, if he's really kicky and he's not relaxing, we could always just get him used to picking him up and then trim it on Thursday.
Yeah.
One Thursday, one Friday.
In the video we watched, the back leg is what he used the rope for.
Yeah.
I want to watch that video again. You
Yeah.
get inspired. Put on my hockey goalie costume.
You ready? Foot. Deep. Deep,
Wow.
deep, 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 deep. Good job. You should get more than one pay for that. Yeah,
I think so.
because you did a
He did a great job. We're proud of him.
There's one.
Real proud of him.
Here's another one. Here's another pay. Looky over here. Romeo. You more concerned about what Dad's doing? Okay. Yeah, more pay for you. You did a good job. You ready? Ready? What? Deep, 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 deep. Good boy. Let's give you a big pig. Here. It's a big pig. Do you think that felt funny when he kicked the metal?
Yeah, you see him hold his foot up for a while?
Yeah, yeah. Like a vibration going through his foot.
My brother's a goose there.
You ready? Are you ready? What? Deep. Good job. Here you go. Here's some tape. Yeah, that's a good boy.
Want me to tie your knot?
Just a second. I want to try something. Ready? What? Okay, so that time I bent over like you would if you were gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
And did you see he didn't like that? What? What?
Ooh, ooh.
What?
You lifted it up a little bit.
He's completely braced. What? Deep. We're gonna count that one. Here. Did you get yourself unbraced there, mister? So just because he's picking it up for the rope doesn't mean he's comfortable with us bending over to grab his leg.
Right.
And I think I would be completely happy to work on that like this.
Where he can't bite you?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Deep. You're braced. You're going to be going a little bit longer until you're not braced. What?
Hey, it's Phil. Oh, you go ahead and feed the donkeys.
What?
Go ahead and feed the 7-pans. Go through the gate over here. Go right feed them in the snow.
Okay. Yeah, what do you expect?
Yeah, how you doing?
What?
What is that all about, huh? There you go. Are you trying to get him back from being soft again?
Yeah. That time, I rubbed his leg, like I was gonna pick, how I would have it when I was gonna pick it up. And then I went up and down, a whole bunch. Let's see what he does. What? Alright, so now rubbing it here. And go up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down.
Look at that nicely trimmed foot. Look at barrier.
You are amazing. Here.
good job. You just relaxed. Okay, let this one be the one, Romeo. What are you getting ready for pulling for? Huh? Why? Why? Why are you getting ready to pull? Huh? You ready? Let's put your foot over here. So there. Oh, there. Oh. Yeah, that was good. See you lean back already.
Mm-hmm.
Foot. Can you do it again that fast? You can get a soft one. Foot. Foot. Okay, you're bracing it. Looking and chewing. Can you do it once? Can you do it once? I'll give you so many oats. Yeah. I'll give you so many oats. You're getting ready to brace already. Ready? Foot. See, this is a good one to stop at right when we're doing this.
I think so. Remember, he's got his foot trimmed. You don't know who he is.
Yesterday we quit on a light note, but I didn't try to do this.
Right. I just what I like what we're doing with the rope.
I hope you enjoyed watching how we went about trimming Wild Donkey Romeo, going from not ready to have his feet trimmed to having 2 of his feet trimmed by none other than the Helen Keller trimming service of Dan and MaryJo. Again, the only reason we're trimming was our farrier decided to start teaching us so that we could help out these donkeys who are not ready for a stranger to come in and trim. Remember, our goal is to go about this in a way that's going to create the least amount of stress and help them be healthy and successful and a good, willing partner who's learning and enjoying being around us. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all have an awesome day.